My boyfriend ate all of the brownies I made, and I cried about it. I am not the oop. Oop is you, ultimaticity. My boyfriend ate all of the brownies I made, and I cried about it. Originally posted to Off My Chest. Original post May 6, 2023. This is so stupid. So, the other day, I made these amazing Heath bar and pretzel brownies. My boyfriend and I tried them almost straight out of the oven. Literal heaven. I was leaving to go back to my apartment so I could be in a reasonable distance to my work the next day and asked him to leave a few for me for when I came back for the weekend. He said okay. I was salivating thinking about having my brownies today at work. But then, I walk into his place. Brownie pan is clean and in the drying rack. I feel dumb typing this out. But reader, I started tearing up. It's just like, I asked him to do one thing for me and he couldn't do it. Just like when I asked him to buy me flowers a few months ago. And he promised he would. He hasn't. I buy him flowers for his vase whenever the last bunch dies. Like when I asked him to plan a date. I plan all of our dates. Like when I ask him to come over to my place instead of me making the drive all the time. There's always some excuse. Again, I feel dumb writing all this and I can't believe brownies are why I'm so sad, pissed right now. It's such a small, stupid thing, but it's just another brick built on top of the other small things. Update May 6, 2023. First of all, wow, I did not expect my first post to get so much traction and to receive so much love from internet strangers. I thought that maybe 2 people would read it, as I just needed to get my little rant out of my head and into words. I did have a conversation with my boyfriend when he got off work. We've had one-off discussions about the subject of me not feeling appreciated, what I do not being reciprocated, me feeling like I'm pulling the weight before. But this was the first sit-down, long discussion we've had. I told him that it wasn't the brownies. It was just another instance in a pattern of him being inconsiderate and not fulfilling yet another small request that would make me happy, while I continuously go out on a limb for him and assess his needs ahead of time. That I love him, but I was starting to dislike, and possibly even resent, him for not putting my wants and needs first. Ever. I said that I don't expect him to read my mind, and that's why I lay out what I want and my expectations clearly. And because he can't follow through when I make a direct ask, it makes me feel uncertain about things. He was quiet for a bit. Then, he admitted that he hadn't realized it, but that he now knows he's been taking me for granted for a while. He's promised to put in the effort I deserve and that he understands that the little things will turn into big things, especially as we move toward living together. He recognizes that a lack of appreciation won't fly. That's the short version, but a lot of tears were involved on both sides. Now, we'll see what happens. I do know my worth and know that if he falls into the same pattern, I'll be prepared to leave and find what I deserve. Thank you to all the kind people who reached out and commented. Heart hands. Bonus. Brownie recipe. I adapted Joshua Weissman's fudgy compost brownie recipe. See below. 3/4 cup. 170 grams. Butter. Melted. 1 cups. 223 grams. Sugar. 2 eggs. Room temp. 1 tablespoon. 10 grams. Vanilla extract. 3/4 cup. 73 grams. Flour. 1/2 teaspoon. 4 grams. Salt. 3/4 cup. 80 grams. Cocoa powder. 1.5 teaspoons instant espresso. You can melt down instant coffee crystals in a tiny bit of water if you don't have espresso. 2 ounces. 56 grams. Dark chocolate chopped. Heath bar toffee bits. Pretzels. Crumbled, roughly chopped dark chocolate. Mix the wet ingredients together in one bowl, and the dry in another. Slowly fold in the dry mixture into the wet mixture. Once combined, put as much of the yummy extras, in this case, Heath bits and pretzels, in the batter as you want. Without overwhelming it, pour into 8x8 pan. Smooth out. Then put more of the extras, alongside the roughly chopped chocolate, on top. Bake at 350 for 3035 minutes. These are probably some of the best brownies I've ever had. But now that I'm announcing that to the internet, I hope I don't get roasted lol. Thanks again, all. This is a repost sub IAM, not the oop. This one's a bit underdone. Stick it back in the oven for 2024. My mother and siblings used to eat everything I baked. In high school I got into baking and I was good at what I made. Mostly loaves of bread, trays of rolls, and pastry. Anything I made was gone within 24 hours. I stopped baking when I made a batch of 6 gorgeous gooey enormous cinnamon rolls. While they were cooling, I went to take a shower. When I got back to the kitchen they were all gone. I never got to try one. I was called a spoiled baby when I started crying. This guy isn't going to stop. Why would he? She does all the work and he gets all the benefit. Selfish people stay selfish. I don't know if I can accept an update where we don't see proof the BF actually made good on his word. Talk is cheap. The fact that BF's behavior is already a pattern that OOP can identify and not one or two isolated incidents makes me less optimistic. IDK. Good luck to them, I guess. If he wanted to, he would have concluded? Are we sure about that? I want to know if boyfriend stepped up. Most women, and some men, would be highly skeptical that any lasting change has occurred. I'd like to know how things are 6 months to a year from now. No one should accept crumbs and call it a cake brownie. LMAO, she really believed his words without one proof of him changing. Especially if they haven't stopped plans of moving in together. Put this whole man in the trash. Narrator. He in fact did not change, and she did not know her worth. Lol. I know my worth. I post on Reddit asking WTF after my BF obviously treats me as a second-class citizen and significantly less important than he is, and an update where I beg him to treat me as a real human being. And he kinda said yes OMG. Hopefully she makes the right decision in the end. The brownies look good. I'm gonna try make them later after I've been shopping. Maybe the recipe will be a keeper. I don't think the man will be though. I can change. Baby. I swear, words that always mean the man is being honest. And has never indicated anything else ever. Nah. I'd bet my entire life savings that he changes for about 46 days and slips right back into this. And she'll continue to beat herself up for being the emotional one. Bottling it up until she explodes. This reminds me of the "she divorced me for not washing the dishes" article. There's no way he didn't realize what he was doing. Hopefully, she yeets that man out the door. Damn. I was really hoping that the update was more along the lines of, he put the brownies in the fridge. Who does that? And cleaned the pan. Crisis averted. I guess he did clean the pan. So he's just thoughtless and entitled. Not a complete manchild. I've definitely cried after I'm salivating for a specific food all day only to find there's none left. And what's worse is my sister used to just leave the box the food comes in, so I get my hopes up to only reach into the box to find it empty. Such a slap in the face. So you're telling me a grown-ass man couldn't stop himself from eating an entire sheet of brownies by himself? In one day? Come on. This dude is definitely doing these things to see how far he can go with getting away with it. All the while breaking her down by upsetting her. Then love bombing her by making sweet promises. Oop. You're dating a terrible person. Run while you can. Yeah, going to chime in with it's likely hot air. It's actually worse, he knew. He watched her do it. Calculated to his advantage. And went with himself as top priority. That's a problem with some deeply set roots. Hope she gets out if he is just blowing smoke.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.